Listening. L- Listening is the toughest job. Mostly we are occupied with our own thoughts, and these thoughts usually are of pleasure, avoiding pain, fear, future, current pending works. When the mind is already filled with thoughts, there is very less space left for listening. If you closely watch your conversation in the entire day, you will find that all are those in which you are interested in. It is one sided communication and the receiving switch is off. We talk on the basis of internal communication going in our own mind. If someone speaks against our thoughts, we defend. And many times defending leads to heated arguments because we do not want to listen. There are very few people left in the world that listen to others, as majority is otherwise. Forget about others. We even do not listen to our inner voice. We are alcoholic. We know it is not good for health and mind, but do we ever listen to our inner voice? Mind gripped in addiction, habituation, pleasure do not allow us to listen. We become overweight and there is fat deposition in our body. We start having health issues due to this. Also, we read in newspapers, magazines that overweight is the major cause for having numerous ailments like diabetes, heart, blood pressure, asthma, etc. But do we ever pay attention? Our body, by different ways, try to raise its voice. We feel exhausted, stamina is reduced, but we do not ever listen to our body. Body has its own intelligence. If we eat wrong food, next day while defecation, body tells us that yesterday food was bad. If we do not sleep properly, next day body will tell us that it needs rest. If we lift something beyond our body capacity, next day there will be pain in our muscle. Body will tell us that we had lifted something very heavy. Similarly, there are many examples where in our body tells us in form of uneasiness and pain. How many times do we listen to our body? Physically and mentally, by our body and mind, there are inner voices, but we usually ignore them. Why? Are we learned fools? Pleasure, bad habits override our body and mind. We torture ourselves and then look for solutions outside. How intelligent are we? We know smoking, drinking, drugs are very dangerous for our body, but still we consume them. Why? Just due to pleasure. We may be a qualified scientist career wise, but body wise we are fool. There are many, would say majority, who are very successful in their careers, but if you see their bodies, either they are obese, diabetic, have blood pressure or heart problem, backache, asthma, etc., and many other ailments. All courtesy due to their own foolishness. They never listen to their body and mind. There are many diseases which are incurable and anybody can fall prey to them, including a healthy person. Agree. But here we are talking about the majority cases. When we are in tension, we feel lethargic, weak, and are unable to concentrate on work. Our behavior becomes irritating, and we know it is not good to be in tension for our body and mind. But do we listen? There are many people whose anger is kept on nose. With a slight disagreement, they boil and start shouting. Not only they hurt the other person but also indirectly harm themselves from inside. Maybe the other is at a lesser position, thus he may not react in front of you, but things travel. This person will tell about this bad behavior of yours to his friends and spoil your reputation. In future, you will not get support. Every person knows that anger is bad, and if you read newspaper, magazine or internet, there are many methods given by which one can control or manage anger. But why does not the mind understand it? Humility is a virtue and anger is poison. Even we know it, but the power of negative emotion, anger, is so high that under its weight the inner voice is pressed. We do not try to listen to our inner voice. Even someone else points out this, but we never listen to him. We have 2 ears and intelligence, but we do not listen. Now the question is how to listen. When somebody points out the mistake in you, just see. Just see how you counter him with your logic, which may not be true. Just see how there is an automatic reaction from the mind machinery. Even the other person has not completed the sentence, the mind jumps in with defense arguments. Can you see how mind without invitation jumps in, even when its arguments are uncalled for? The process is fully automatic without any check. Instead of listening to other, we feel proud in defending. We think ourselves as super intelligent. Do you think it's the right approach? Have you ever listened to someone fully? Are you just a security guard of your opinion or view? Is there any receiving or just delivering? Are you only a speaker or listener? Generally, we speak what we like, and people who like our like become our friends, and who do not like our like become our opponent. We are too occupied in safeguarding our opinions, whether they are right or wrong, because we never listened. Now, when a person speaks and you can see at the same time auto reaction of your mind, then perhaps you can listen. You are listening with your open mind. You will try to see the same thing with different perspective from the other point of view. If you are listening, then you will learn, else you will start the verbal battle with your defense arguments. And if your views are proprietary items, just try for today and see. Can you listen? If not, then can you see that you are not listening? If you can see that you are not listening, it is listening only. When this happens, your mind becomes open to hear. You will listen for the first time to your wife, boss, children, brother, sister, parents, relatives, and friends. You will listen for the first time what is truth. You will listen to the world around you. You will listen to your body. You will listen to your inner voices.